Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Hanukkah. What's the other one? Yeah, there's more.
All that stuff.
Quant. What she said.
Cheery stuff.
That's
Special
all.
emphasis on the Kwanzaa part.
Kwanzaa. Happy Merry Kwanzaa. From the SocialBlade crew. It is Thursday. It is the 17th of December, and this is the SocialBlade show. I am your show ho, JD Rucker.
I'm Patrick Priest.
I'm Aaron Ryan.
And I'm Victor Barrera.
And I am Jason Urgo.
And we had nothing happen this week in the world of social media, so we decided instead to have an extra special show for you, the fans, by getting a couple of guests, very high, powerful, high-profile, amazing guests in the form of social media people, which we won't tell you who they are yet. We're just going to let you keep guessing. In the meantime, we're going to take a little bit of time and talk about what we consider to be the stories of the year. Let's go and get started with, I'm going to pick out a random person who's not typing on the keyboard really loudly. Well, let's go with Victor. Victor, what was in your opinion?
It's not me this time, actually.
Who the heck's typing?
But in terms of stories of the year, you know, there's a lot of stuff happening. It was a pretty big news year, you know. I know that a lot of people would be like, oh, well, this is easily a story of the year. Why are you even mentioning it? You know, Obama's inauguration. I mean, that's still got to be, you know, one of the linchpin historical moments of all time, let alone, you know, of the year. So that's my story of the year. I'm sticking to it.
I love it. From a social media perspective, the Obama, you can say that at least a good portion of his success in getting into office was due to social media. You can say that he was the first quote-unquote social media president, and that he was the first one to embrace YouTube. He was the first one to have staff members embrace Twitter. He was the first one to really get involved and take advantage of Web 2.0, not just before his election, but also afterwards. So, So, yeah, he's huge.
I think the inauguration was really a big moment as well for you know, people coming together via social media and kind of being part of the moment, if you will. You know, I remember that morning everyone was either on Ustream, CNN, you know, watching it live via Facebook. I mean, there's millions of people tuning in via some web-based format to tap into it and be part of that event as it was happening live. So I think technology really showed, you know, kind of the capabilities of people to participate in those kind of momentous occasions. And I look forward to the future events where, you know, which are going to kind of recreate the same kind of draw through technology.
I concur. Do you concur, Aaron?
I concur.
All right, so Aaron's...
However, I have a different story that I think was one of the top stories of 2009.
Was it Canadian?
No, it was not Canadian.
Okay.
I should have went with that, though.
We're listening
Last show started. I would have to say Michael Jackson. I am not a fan personally, but what happened during his death? What happened when he died on June 25th? It just seemed to shock the world. I originally was going to say, I don't know if I can say it, Pat might yell at me, but I'm going to anyways. I was originally going to say swine flu, but that's still ongoing, and I think that's going to be ongoing for a few more years. So I'm going to stick with Michael Jackson, because even fans that weren't, even people who weren't fans cried, and they seem to be, you know, affected by it, and people are still affected by it and still using avatars of Michael Jackson, and he's got the #1 Facebook fan page. So I'm sticking with Michael Jackson.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I can see that, and that was huge. And out of all the unfortunate passings this past year, I would say that his was probably the biggest. But it's as far as the news story, and yeah, I know it's big on social media, and I can understand where people would say Michael Jackson, but the guy died. That's really the end of the story.
But it's
of
not.
course, there's funeral arrangements. The guy's dead. He's not coming back. What else is there? Are you talking about the life he lived?
Behind it. It was a scandal behind it. It was just as scandalous.
Well, okay,
as
true. Okay. Okay.
And he was an icon. I mean, I'm sure the same types of things occurred when Elvis died. But it wasn't just about social media. And I know what you're saying because I was thinking about it last night and today, and I was like, I mean, that's really covering entertainment news, and I'm wondering, should I go for something more worldly? But, Michael Jackson did take over all types of media. Not just social media, not just, the old school media, all types of media.
That is excellent.
I pioneered the music video.
Huh?
Well, I can see, to a degree, I can. You're right. I didn't look at it as the part that it started unfolding with other issues that were related to it. So, I mean, I guess I can see it there. As far as the people that have changed their avatars to Michael Jackson and so on and so forth, hey, that's on you, I guess. I would never do it, but I mean, that's me. But I'm fortunate enough to have someone make cartoons of me, so I'm not going to complain.
I love the hair, by the way, Pat. Just want to let you know that.
Thank you.
What is the biggest, the biggest, most important phone call social media or story in general in the world of North Carolina and Jason the Urgo?
Well, in my opinion, I was torn between a couple of things here, but I think one of the biggest things in North Carolina, where I just moved from, I thought the crash of the U.S. air flight into the Hudson River was one of the biggest stories in my opinion here, and also I had learned of it through Twitter, so that has a big social media tie-in. It was, I think, the very first news story that I really found out about first on Twitter before any other media. I then turned on traditional media, but the acting of the story I got from social media.
I have nothing to say about that. Anyone else?
But that's interesting because if you touch on the fact that you just moved from New York, that is news that would have, been probably more interesting to you specifically because that area, that kind of thing. So it's kind of cool to see your view on perhaps being a little bit biased with that story, since it did, indirectly affect you, I guess. It's a good story. I'm just saying that,
It wasn't the biggest story. Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
I actually think it's actually a huge story. I'm not disagreeing with them, but and in its own right, I think it's a great story. It's a feel-good story with positive results. Unlike the Michael Jackson story, nobody died, so it's positive and uplifting. And the man and his crew were deemed heroes, and rightfully so.
Yes, that is true.
And it's inspired all airlines to install emergency fishing rods in case they have to wait for a helicopter to come pick them up.
So we can get some food.
And
nice.
You always got to be able to eat. For me, I thought that, and I disagree with everyone here, but it's okay. I thought that the biggest quote-unquote story of the year was just kind of the year itself from a social media perspective. My mom is on Facebook. Oh, I know, and that sounds, what's such a big deal about that? How many people here know, at least half the people they know aren't on some form of social media? They don't go to YouTube, they don't go to Facebook, they don't go to Twitter, they're not involved with Digg or Mix or Reddit or something. 2009 has been the year of social media, in my opinion, and that is not necessarily a news story, but it is something that it's the genesis of this show. It's the genesis of companies, organizations. The explosion has been absolutely tremendous, and it does not look like it's going to be slowing down in 2010. So for me, the story is that everybody is tweeting, Facebooking. There's still somebody. It's not in North Carolina. I think they're actually in South Carolina, Urgo. And if you could find this person, that would be awesome. Find the person that's still on MySpace. But then You've got YouTube. I mean, more people are watching videos, or more time is spent watching videos than reading email. That's never happened before. This was the social media year, and that's all I have to say about that. Excellent.
Well, I was going to actually ask,
about my mom?
What social networking site would you think is the top for 2009?
Well,
we were talking briefly about it last night.
It was
Twitter, absolutely hands down Twitter.
And I would agree, except the thing is, Jason, most people would disagree. Because I did a story about that, and a lot of people were saying, no, but look at Facebook's numbers, look at Facebook's growth, look at Facebook this, look at that. And my counter to that is, yes, Facebook grew. But as far as from a future perspective, Twitter is the one where everything's wide open, and Facebook still has the whole stigma of, well, there is a chance that they can be crushed under their own weight because, they people think that it's so huge, but they actually have more users than monthly visits, which, there's plenty of people that will visit the site, once every couple days or once a day or anything like that. Ooh, nice. Sorry, I just got a really nice IM. It was my mom. She was saying, hey, I'm watching you. I got your tweet, bro. And she calls me bro now. She doesn't even call me her son. She says, I got your tweet, bro, and I'm watching you. I'm watching you live on Ustream, yo.
Family.
Yeah, it's it couldn't have been any better than that. But Erin's going to say that it's Facebook, and I understand that, and I'm not going to give her time to talk. I'm just going to move on. I'm just kidding. Erin, what do you think? All right, you had your chance. Pat?
I think Facebook hands down.
Is it my turn already?
No, not yet. We're lying. Erin's going to finish up her point. I'll come back with something snarky, and then we'll move on to you. Go ahead, Erin.
How we roll.
My turn now?
I think...
No. Victor, make Pat stop. All right, go ahead, Erin.
Go.
I think Facebook...
Where's my sandwich?
I think Facebook took it this year because, I mean, I know everybody says Twitter, and I know that, Urgo says Twitter, and Pat had said not Twitter, and he has a different one, and who was it? I don't know who was it last night that said Twitter as well, but I would say Facebook. Facebook is, it's been around for a while, but it's growing, and I think that's the important part, is that it's not failing like some other spaces with mine in front of it, and it's continuing to grow with what is going on elsewhere in social media. So they're keeping their eye out on their competition or possible competition, yet they're smart enough to incorporate it within what they already have. So I think Twitter is more like the fast food. People like to write, quick things or share links, but Facebook is like, your own person. People take things more personal on Facebook, and it is more personal. That's the point. And to share with your family, your friends. So I think it's interesting that people think Twitter, but I would say Facebook hands down.
I definitely agree with you, Erin, that Facebook is still gaining users and it's still thriving. I just say Twitter again if we're talking about the biggest growth. It started out at the beginning of this year with hardly anyone knowing what it was, and then just really overnight at the beginning of the year, the first couple of them sprang to life with thousands or hundreds of thousands, millions. I don't know how many users they have exactly, but just so many users all at once. So overnight, it had tremendous growth. Facebook again, still gaining people and still doing fine. It's just that everyone is already there. So if we're talking about having the most success, you measure that in growth, and I think Twitter stands with the growth there.
I think you can look at the growth, but the thing is that, Twitter, yes, I get it exploded. But if you look at Facebook, they looked at that explosion and then they incorporated real time into their feed.
And boom goes the dynamite.
You can do way more on Facebook.
Real time.
Way more on Facebook.
On next week's show, we will be having a debate between Urgo and Erin Ryan on which one was better, Twitter or Facebook, nanny boo boo. But I think that we should.
God, we could have done this last night.
I know. I think we should table this discussion.
I'm moving on.
I think it's time to table the discussion and move on to the only blonde on the show that's not female. Patrick, talk to us.
All right. Well, I mean, now I did have a story lined up, and I lost it. As far as the Facebook one goes, if my mom was on it, it was via Ouija board, because as much as I miss her, she's passed away. As far as Urgo story, I think it's a great story, and Aaron's opened up my lights, opened up my eyes. What in the hell is that noise?
It's something at Louie Baur's. Louie, can you hit the mute
Stop
button,
it, Louie. Go brush your hair. Go brush
I mean,
your
he
hair.
can't help it if a plane is happening,
Hit
but...
mute
Oh,
on
is that
Skype.
what-
How's it play, dude?
Oh, okay.
Long Beach, Long Beach.
Check to see if crashed in the river in their new emergency fish hole.
Quick, get out your camera.
The other one, the other story I was going to mention was Tiger Woods, and it is developing. And I mean, there's so many different facets of it. But the story that I lost wasn't actually a goat story. I just did that for the benefit of Zach and Greg, who were in here at the time. But the one that I lost was the emergence of stem cells. And no, not powdered. I'm talking about the ones that they're using to cure cancer and so many other things. And I mean, that's, to me, that's, I mean, there's a big breakthrough, and it did a lot of good for helping people come along. And I you know, I hate where they come from, but I'm glad that, you know, if it's happening, that people are, that the Obama administration is allowing it to be used for some good that comes out of it. That being said, I want to introduce our next guest, Mr. Chris McGill, the founder of Mix.com. Chris, if you could, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Chris
Hey.
McGill. You know how long? I just before you get started, Pat, I want to say real quick. You know how long
Sure.
I've been a fan of Chris McGill's? I mean, I have been stalking this guy for well over a year now. I started off on as one of the first, I'd say, 1,000 mixers, and it is. I just want to tell you, it is an absolute honor to have you on the show. If I could make your video look as big as my video right now, I would do it, because that's what kind of fanboy I am. Okay, carry on, Pat.
Thanks, brother.
Wow, that's
I
nice. Nice,
love
very nice.
digital.
Indeed. What were some of the big stories that were
Whoa.
talked about on Mix.com this year?
That's
All right, well,
awesome,
first of all,
Urgo.
I came totally unprepared. I didn't realize we were going to talk about that, but I'm going to go all this. Wow, that's a big picture there, brother. But I still have Urgo right in the middle of my forehead.
I know. Do that again. That
Yeah,
actually
that's
made for
a
good
dot.
video,
That tells
Urgo.
everyone you're married. That was a
I got a
dot.
lot of
Fix it on the
foreheads,
fly.
so.
I like this.
I'd say all those stories are great stories, but my biggest story is last week's show with Greg Davies, because anywhere he goes, he just dominates the airwaves.
Yes.
That guy is killer.
We did enjoy having Greg on last week. He was a blast, an absolute blast, and that's for sure. Yeah, we'll get to Greg in a little bit here. Tell us about some of the new innovations that's been brought onto Mix this year, because I know there's one that just happened recently, and I know that we're going to get into that, but I know there are other things that happened where Mix integrated.
Right. I think it's interesting that you guys are talking like which story is bigger, Facebook or Twitter. And to me, you know, the answer is for last year, it's Twitter, and I've never seen a company get as much, honestly, pub airtime. I mean, it just was beyond a phenomenon. And I think the interesting thing is the amount of content that's being shared there is much, you know, the platform's big, but the amount of information in there is just ginormous. And, you know, when we looked at ourselves and said, okay, well, what are our strengths and what can we bring to the table? We actually just built a tool called TweetMix, which takes, you can basically package up conversations for other companies, causes, teams, subject matter, and distribute them across the web. So we've actually launched this white label product called TweetMix, and I'm happy to say that we launched it about 2 weeks ago. The NHL was the first one out the door, and they launched their own TweetMix channel, which packages up all these conversations on Twitter and they can put them on the NHL.com. In January, they'll be able to add those conversations, that whole channel, to Facebook. They can, there's a widget there that you can grab for blogs, and there will be a mobile platform coming out for it too. Then just this week, Duke basketball launched it, and if I never accomplish anything else in life, at least my name was on Coach K's blog.
There you go.
So I thought that was cool. And then this weekend, next week, 7 NBA teams are launching it.
Which ones?
The Clippers are the first one to launch it, but it will also be the Cavs, the Mavs, the Hawks, the Bucks, the Grizzlies.
How about the Wizards?
No, dude, they're not there. Did I miss one? I think that's 7. But
you said the Cavs. That's all that we need. As long as LeBron's on mix, we're good to go.
Yeah. So if you're a company or if you're a cause or a team, you know what you're doing on other social mediums. Like on YouTube, you're making a channel, right? On Facebook, you're making a fan page. But on Twitter, while it's an awesome product, it's a very disparate experience, and you're sending people here, there, and everywhere. And what you don't have is a place for people to gather. And so we sort of call these things trees, where you can actually land a whole bunch of birds in one place, whether you're on Twitter or if you're not on Twitter. Because as big as the universe is on Twitter, the digital universe is much bigger, and this allows you to take all that stuff around the web. So we're pretty excited about it, and we'll see where it goes.
Well, that sounds big, but the reason why I said the Washington Wizards, they are now owned by Ted Leonsis, who took over recently after the untimely passing of Abe Pollin. And I happen to know, living in the Washington, D.C. area, that Ted Leonsis is huge into social media. And does. And by the way, for those that don't know, Ted Leonsis is the majority owner, anyhow, of the Washington Capitals. And scheduled to take over when, and he did pass, Abe Pollin passes away, and now he's the owner of that. So he's owned both of them. I just find it odd that I would have thought that the Capitals would be one of the first teams on in the NHL, and assuming that they were, I would just assume that Ted Leonsis would have jumped right on board with the Wizards when the NBA came on this. This is like a good idea.
I think the difference is the NHL launched one for just NHL, and it's kind of interesting. We talked to them, and they said one of the things about their players is a lot of their players don't speak English, so they don't. They have a decent amount of tweeters, but some of them, they don't have enough people tweeting. They're working on rolling out on a team by team basis, and then when we did the NBA deal, Ted Abe hadn't passed. And actually, by the way, that guy was an incredible philanthropist too.
Yes.
So we're pretty optimistic that it will spread throughout the NBA, but that's up to those guys. We build it, and then they decide whether they want to take it on. We're going to launch I can't talk about them yet, but a myriad of.
Why not? Why can't you?
Oh well, we're going to launch a myriad of not-for-profit ones too in January.
Okay, fair enough. Before we go any further, I know Erin has a couple of questions that she wanted to ask. But before I bring her in to let her ask, is it true? Now I don't know if this is a rumor or not, but is it true that since Digg has banned Dean, the dude Dean, that mixed submissions have almost doubled? I don't know if that's true or what. I'm just asking. Have you noticed the change in submissions?
I'll have to check the stat sheet. He is active, and I think he's great.
He's got good content.
Good.
The guy's got good content. Let's face it.
Yeah, he does for sure. Aaron, you got a couple of questions for Mr. McGill?
Uh-oh.
I do.
No pressure.
Because I wanted to know if someone's not on Mix right now.
Yeah.
Why should they join Mix now?
Well, the whole idea of Mix is to make social media your way. Think of mix like we say we're inspired by really four things. It's like personalization. So you set up your own start page. It's not a one-size-fits-all social media platform. So yes, there is a front page, but the front page is not important. You have your own start page. So think of it as like an iGoogle, like face and body with a social media, voting heart of like a Digg or a Reddit. And then you can also create your own private groups and public groups. And so you can like hold hands with people if you want to. And we say we're inspired by those three things, and we say, and Marvin Gaye, because in Marvin's words, we're all sensitive people with so much to give, right? And it doesn't matter, you could be into something that is specific to what you're, who you are, and because it's a niche, it's not going to front page. So, Mix is not about front paging, and a lot of the votes are being cast in private groups, and there are also public communities, and it's basically, you get to socialize and receive content that is germane to you because you've told the system what you're interested in. We have about 6 million users a month, and we're coming up on a little less than 1 million registered users.
Okay, so what made you decide to come up with Mix? What was lacking that you felt Mix could add to social?
It's probably a decade-long journey. I used to be, just for background, I used to be the general manager of Yahoo News for 5 years. And I left there, and then I ran strategy both online and offline for USA Today. And when I was there, I could definitely see, the future was social media, but I couldn't get social media my way and the things that I was interested in. I was interested in, tech, yes, but I was also interested in the Red Sox and Alzheimer's and what was happening in Washington, D.C., because that's where I live. And I just couldn't find a product out there that helped me do that. At the same time, working on the publishing side, most content is niche, and niche content can't front page. Even if you're in DC is a niche, and a local story on DC is not relevant to everybody. So that's why I left. And even when I left USA Today, I said, look, I'm not leaving you. I like the Red Sox suck ass by Casper, by the way, in here. I was leaving to help publishers and to create a social media platform that all people could use and sort of run in their own circles.
Okay, so my last question for you is, what does Mix offer that other social networks don't? Because a lot of people are going to be like, I'm on this social network, I'm on that one, like, why do I need to go on another one? So what makes you stand out from that?
For starters, a trophy case.
No, again, I think what it really offers you is personalization. So you can set it up your way. I mean, everybody's homepage, they design themselves based upon their own interests. And by the way, we don't just have categories. We track by tags, and we're tracking over 1 million tags. So, and you can also create private groups and public groups and do whatever you want and run on your own, because look, if we all compare notes, we all have common interests, but we also have divergent interests because we're not actually clones of each other. And what is most important to Urgo might not be most important to me.
Right.
That's the point of it.
All right. Now, one thing that I did hear and was asked to ask you about is karma points. Why are they so hard to go up? What can they do to make them go up? And it's like they put a lot of time and effort into it, but the karma points only go up so high. Why is that? And I'm not breaking your balls here. I'm just asking questions.
There's no limit to how much karma you can get. You get karma for submitting, you get karma for commenting, you get karma for voting, and then you get docked karma if you get reported and something gets removed, or you've done something bad. You can also
spam.
Yeah, right. Spam you'll lose karma pretty damn quickly. And then if you're If you're really bad, you just get banned. But mostly we give you warnings. You can get put in timeouts, and we have a 3 timeout policy, like 3 strikes and you're out. And your profile will have like a little jail cell over it while you wait. and you lose karma for that. We try to have fun and be light about the whole damn thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely, agreed. Last thing, a couple other things I want to talk to you about. I hear that you got something coming up here in the near future where you're going to have some special guests. Urgo and I were talking about possibly crashing. Do you think that could be arranged?
What's that all about? You come, I'll buy the beer.
Oh, damn it. Then I'll need to bring a designated driver. Because they keep checking on the sidewalks that I drive on for drunk drivers. I know they're going to get me again.
All the Schlitz you drank, brother.
So,
He's a Schlitz?
That's awesome. How to drink their Schlitz. So, I mean, let me ask you one question. Where were you heading to do when you decided to take on Mix? I mean, you had to have a plan in life, or were you like, just where were you in life when you decided, you know what, I'm going to try and make this go?
I mean, where was I professionally?
Well, I mean, what were you like? I mean, were you aspiring to be a journalist and decided to take this on as a hobby, and then you said, you know what, I can really make something go with this. This guy's offering me that. This guy's offering me that. This company's doing this. Maybe I can make a living doing this.
I can answer that for you, Chris.
She's right. I was in the shower jerking the gherkin, according to Death Wish. No, dude. Honestly, it was something that just had been. It developed over about a decade. For 5 years, I ran Yahoo News, and I'm pretty proud of what we did. We became the most trafficked news site on the planet. We beat CNN and everybody else. And when I moved over to the traditional publisher side, I saw them struggling to gain audience. They couldn't buy audience. They couldn't reach audience because their content was niche. I saw, what was happening with Digg, and I really liked Digg, but honestly, the stuff on the front page didn't matter to me as an individual, and it was just something that I became obsessed with, and, sometimes you just got to take a shot in life. And I was able to convince a few people to give me a little bit of money, and and I met all former AOL employees who were pretty damn bored, and we just took our shot, and it's been fun. I mean, it's been a roller coaster, but it's been fun, and I might have started with a little bit of hair, but I have none left.
Yeah, I understand that.
Hair separated.
Thank God.
Hey, but let me just say this: I've been looking forward to interviewing you for a while now, and it was all day long. I don't know about the rest of the hosts, but moisture's been building up in my pants all day long for this, and it's still building because we got a whole lot more show coming. That's really going to be great. I got to tell you, it's been an honor and a privilege to have you in here. Any way you can hang out and finish up with us?
Yeah, I can hang out for a little while.
All right, very good, brother. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, well, my pleasure.
Yes, thank you very much, and yes, please stay on for at least a little bit. We want to continue. 2 corrections there. First off, this is the SocialBlade show, but no matter what, Pat will find a way to move sports into the limelight. That's just how Pat rolls. Second off, that quote that you attributed to Marvin Gaye, that actually was Pat who first said that back in the 60s. So Marvin stole it from Patrick. Just a quick FYI there. I wanted to thank our sponsor this week. It is it's hothardware.com. For those who don't know what Hot Hardware is, Hot Hardware is the place to get the hottest news on tech and all of the reviews that you'll need to make an intelligent and strong decision. As we can see from the Hot Hardware front page right now, there's information on the Ion-powered EEPC. It's got a full review there. Digital Storm Core i5 system reviewed. I mean, just basically the latest, the greatest, the hottest, the most important tech news out there. If it comes to hardware, it's got to be Hot Hardware at hothardware.com. We have a special I don't know what you want to call this. This is a special tribute created by the lovely Aaron Ryan that I'm going to get set up here. In the meantime, go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. Go ahead, Urgo.
Aaron, tell us about what we're going to see here.
Yeah, well, virtually, the SocialBlade family here decided to get together for the holidays. This is what it would look like if we actually did in real life. So I decided to put some photos together. And once JD gets set up, we'll be able to go through the photo albums and reminisce about the times we spent together virtually. It's quite a treat. Pat had a quick look at them last night, and it brought back some fond memories for him. So,
How long did this take you,
Shaking
Aaron?
never stops.
How long did it take you to compile all this?
I did it last night, actually, when we were having our meeting. I started a little bit before and finished it before the meeting ended. So, it took a little while, and it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of laughs with myself, compiling them together.
Somebody keep talking, please. So how about LeBron, man? Is he going to be mixing?
Yes, bring sports in.
How about end comment?
Oh, that was amazing.
That guy rolls.
Oh yeah,
That was
dude,
like-
that comment
That's
is
awesome.
Awesome. It's times like this it makes me sad that I've been banned.
Banned
I
where?
used to be. I think I was on the first one. In fact, I know I was, and I'm not going to be on the second one.
I wasn't on the second one. I was
Let's-
upset. Urgo was.
Put two. I think I did.
I only had time to look through it really quickly since I only found out about it about 5 minutes before the show started. But it does look awesome, and I did see my icon on it at one point. I saw Louie Baur also, I believe, and a couple others.
Yes, it's name
I
dropping
think
time.
Emmett stopped.
Emmett Stop is prominent on there. He's getting pwned real big. Real big and bad. Just getting blown to pieces as a building. Ready? Bless you.
Ready.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Holiday album.
Oh, there's no sound to it?
No
No,
sound.
we're going to talk
then
about it.
let's chit chat. I'm going to start over. And walk us through this, Aaron. Should I play some? I'll sing. Holidays, gingerbread. There's JD Urgo and the rest of them. Aaron, talk. Tell us. Somebody narrate. Please,
Y'all
so I'll
got
stop.
tangled up in a spider web.
Played holiday photo album, and we decided we were going to bake some cookies.
And shave her head.
Here we and shave our heads. Yes, Aaron's fault. Here is when we got tangled up trying to put up lights. And we
There's Buzz
decided
Aldrich.
Man, I keep making the same face every time.
Michael
know.
Jackson's ice
Never
skater.
ending.
Back it up. Pause on some of them. Hey, push the pause button. Go back up a little bit. Start over is what I meant to say.
Wait, pause. Start over. Back
Third.
up.
Oh,
What?
Hit the pause
come
button.
on. Everybody
Yeah, remember,
gather around.
there's a delay also. There's a delay also, don't forget. So
Yes, good luck with
we're
that.
talking about it.
Here, stop there with the sky skating one.
Skype skating.
Yeah, sky skating.
Boba Fett.
There, it
Boba
looks like
Fett.
Ergo dressed up as Michael Jackson holding your nuts. There you go.
Hey, now we're moving on. No talking about my nuts. All
Sorry.
right.
Too soon?
Wait, did we,
My bad.
Too soon. Too soon. Canada. What in the world were we doing in Canada? That's so wrong.
Yeah.
Canada.
Well,
Do they even have Christmas
why
in
is it
Canada?
green?
It's so damn
Where
cold
were
up
we in
there.
Canada when it was green?
That's
Or
the ice,
ice
and
fish.
we're actually getting some fish and some seal, and we're celebrating it Canada style. Yeah.
Oh man,
we
that
look-
snowman is so damn scary. I remember him.
Holy shit.
Look, he's like trying to eat Aaron.
And you guys are all running away, and you're not even helping me. I remember that. It was a sad day.
Oh,
Very sad.
wait.
I was going for help.
I
You
was
were
going for beer.
Wait, what am I wearing there? I don't remember that sweater.
I look like I go to a tanning salon.
Yeah, dude, Pat, you look like one of those New Jersey douchebags.
I got a liver disease. Shocker. I'm freaking yellow.
Like seriously, man, you spend your days in a tanning salon when you're not on the show, or what?
Too soon, Pat.
Yeah, that's what it looks
soon.
like. It's never too soon for me.
Too soon. We were considering. Ooh, what's that? We were considering doing basically a special SocialBlade show this week, and we were going to call it the SocialBlade show, and just move things around because we happen to have an exceptionally special guest who with Urgo on his head right now. His name is Louie Baur. Is that did I pronounce that correctly?
That's with Jack.
It's Baur. You're close.
Okay, Louie Baur. There we are. As you can see, Louie is with us. He's a thrasher, and he too is bald. Take it away, Pat. And he's not sensitive about it.
Louie, how you doing, buddy? I got nothing. I don't have a bad word to say about him, except for when it comes to dig. And I don't know that I'm going to say it's a bad thing, but when you have a dig account as strong as yours, I don't think you need to snipe. I think if you're truly a good digger, you don't need to time things, and you sit back and manipulate dig. And I think it's better for you to be a digger that can find good content and not so much good sites that are automatically whitelisted. I think that dig's a better place. And it's unfortunate that people with me that can find good content aren't allowed to play with dig anymore because they don't play with it right. And people that snipe dig are still allowed to come on and prosper and have fun and enjoy it and get their means out of it. What is your take on that, sir?
Wow.
Well, that's a lot. I don't even know where to start. Yeah, that's about it.
Start with Lieutenant General Panda, and work your way down to the Dude Dean. That always makes for interesting video.
I don't want to talk about fellow dig users in a negative light, except for the banned ones like Patrick. He comes from an interesting position. As a banned user, so we never really know what you could do. Yeah, you got a few stories on the front page. What, like 100, 200 or something? Oh, you're right. Death Wish. Good thing you're not banned. Yeah, I decorated with some wrapping paper in my background.
All right, so let's talk about sniping for a second. Now, I personally do not do a lot of it, and I'm really not that good at it, admittedly. I mean, I maybe have 1 or 2 XKCDs because it's a highly vied for submission. I mean, what's your strat, man? I mean, how do you get to those before anyone else?
Actually, XKCD is an interesting one now. It seems that one is like bot sub now. I can't beat them anymore.
I did notice that. It's like Heroicus or some dig name. I think it's Heroicus.
There's like two or three of them.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a bot, a program bot, wouldn't you think? It just moves at inhuman speeds.
Yeah, exactly. When you go there, it's like 18 seconds ago. It was already subbed.
It wasn't live 18 seconds ago, but yet it already got subbed. I love it. I've still to this day never been able to get an XKCD.
17 seconds. Are there any sites that you are willing to give up and tell people how to either snipe them or when to snipe them or when to get there? And anything
Sure.
besides a flowchart or something? Could you help us out here?
You want me to make an infographic?
Yeah, infographics would be great.
How's this for an infographic?
There you go. Go in that order. Can you do that?
Oh no.
Well, let's start with Urgo's favorite site in the whole world. And it was kind of funny when I started submitting APOD heavily, probably about a year ago or something.
Wait. What does Urgo have against astronomy?
I love astronomy.
I don't know.
Hold on. Let me just get this out there, just so people know my piece here. I love astronomy. It's great. And APOD has a lot of great photos, but the problem is, it's like if you guys remember the story from when you were little, the boy who cried wolf or whatever. You know, this kid was crying wolf all the time, and since he kept doing that, when the wolf finally came out, he got eaten up. And the same thing with APOD. It's submitted every single damn day, and it hits the front page almost every single day. So as a result, if they actually have a good picture, no one really knows.
I get it.
Wait. Before we get
if I
any
wanted to
further,
see
I
APOD
gotta
every day, I would go to APOD. Sorry, go ahead, Louie.
Right.
Pat.
Before we go any further, I gotta ask, what the hell is that big black appendage in front of your face? What is that?
Get that cut off, man. They have places for
Turn
that
that thing
stuff.
out to the side.
There's got to be a cream or something, right?
Put a condom on it or something.
There you go.
Urgo loves astronomy.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Not
Yeah, it's like
as
that.
much
Put on
as
like a
you
stand,
and me.
like
All right.
Captain and Tennille. We could do it like that. All right. What were you saying, Victor? I'm sorry. I just had
I was
fun.
to say, so I understand Urgo. Basically, APOD is using the fact that their site will hit once a day on Digg, when not every little astronomy picture of the day is worth a Digg front page per se, because they could just post something menial and still have it hit. I get it. That's the problem with XKCD, is they may have one good comic a month, yet every other time the comic's submitted, it hits a Digg front page regardless of how good the comic really is, and it's usually resembling a pile of crap 99.9% of the time.
Does XKCD hit every time on Mix, Chris?
I don't think so, actually. I mean, I see the stuff. It's kind of funny, and I'm not trying to be, evade the question, but I go to my own. When something hits, it's not the same ball of wax, man. It hits with the people who subscribe to it.
Right. But I mean, does XKCD hit the popular section, I should say?
Yeah, I think so. Again, I mean, everything hits quote unquote popular, but it hits popular, but it also gets shared in private groups, some of which I'm in too, which I see it there too.
I got you.
So it goes in a number of places. So the short answer is yes.
Good. Okay.
So that'll be the awesome comics section.
Yeah.
There you go. So Louie, if somebody wants to,
what is the point though of it hitting all the time? I just don't understand. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
It's social media. It's supposed to show only the best of the best. That's.
Hey Louie, why don't you interview Jason about XKCD and APOD?
Well, yeah.
I think Jason ought to interview a psychiatrist and get it. But you know what, Urgo, I absolutely agree with you. And what I'm hoping here is that Louie teaches enough people that are in here now how to get these whitelisted sites
Let's
like
start.
Crack, APOD, and XKCD and get them to pop.
Louie,
Go ahead, Louie.
Louie, start with
I
how
was
do you
just
do
gonna
it?
say, yeah. So just going back to APOD, I remember when I actually got on my IM list a lot before I got bombarded with, "Hey, dear mate, friend, dig this." I used to get a nightly email from or IM or something from Urgo. Oh, I see you subbed APOD buried. It was funny. and then he'd follow me over in the morning to Cracked buried. And then if I come up with a torrent freak, "Hey Louie, guess what? Buried."
Oh no! Great torrent freak.
Oh, sorry. So I didn't know there's a differentiation between the berries. They all hurt to me.
Aww.
Louie is people too. Louie, how do you get an XKCD? You're a brand new Digg user. What is there a certain time it comes out? Is there a certain procedure? Is there a process? If somebody wants to take on the bots and try to get XKCD or APOD, how would they do it?
You go to xkcd.com. You go to archives and figure out what the number of the last one was, which they do it in numerical order. You go to a new submit page with the next number. So if it's 534, you load in 535. and then you go back to XKCD, and you sit on it with a Firefox plugin like Reload Every that sits there and loads it every second. And as soon as you see it come up, you grab the title as fast as you can and submit it as fast as you can and find out that you've been beaten by a bot.
Is there a particular time when it drops?
Oh yeah. I think it's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 9 p.m. Pacific.
So sounds about right.
Midnight, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. I think.
Yeah, it's midnight.
So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right. East Coast time.
Yeah.
Right.
Perfect. What about APOD? When does it drop? And is it the same philosophy there? Do they use numerical values and stuff?
No, they don't use. Yeah, they do. Sorry, they use the dates. So you just preload the date, and APOD is definitely like clockwork. A little easier to get than XKCD, and that drops at 9:04 p.m. and 40 seconds Pacific time.
Wow. Okay, so they're pretty consistent. What about Cracked?
Cracked is Cracked's a little different. They've changed things up quite a bit, but typically Cracked drops 3 stories at about 5 o'clock. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern. Sometimes they just switch it up. They switch URLs. They play all sorts of games if they don't like who submitted it and stuff. Same thing there. You just hit the Reload Every plugin and just sit there and wait for the story to change. And with Cracked, it's preloaded with all the information. So all you need to do is see a digg submit button, and it usually comes preloaded with everything, the title and the description. It usually doesn't have the category, so you just have to hit the CAPTCHA and see if you're the winner.
Are there any other sites like those that drop at exact times that have a high chance of hitting?
Zero Punctuation's another one. The who makes that?
It's the video game reviews by Ben Yahtzee Croshaw with the Flash animations. Super good, right, really good stuff. Every Wednesday.
Wednesday at 9 a.m. Yeah.
9 a.m. Oh, good. Yeah. Good to know. I'll have to write that one down. I actually have never.
Now 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
Oh, noon. So you mean noon?
No, I mean 9 a.m.
All right, noon. Noon on the East Coast.
How about Boston's The Big Picture? Do you know when those drop?
Boston Big Picture do pretty good. This week on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but I think generally they do a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and they're somewhere between 9 and 10.
That better be Eastern time. That better be Eastern time since you're talking about Boston.
No, that's West Coast time.
Come on.
They translate it.
I don't know what anything about the East Coast. I live on the West Coast, so all my times are
there you go.
Pacific.
What about Super Friends?
What?
Is there a Super Friends? I see Irfan MP submitted a lot. It's a cartoon.
I don't know about that one.
What about Abstract Goose?
Maybe I should go over there and have some fun. Oh, Truce Goose?
Yeah.
No clue.
Okay.
All right.
So,
how about Silent Happiness? When does that drop?
Oh, CYNH. Those drop at midnight every night. So that would be 3 o'clock in the morning for you East Coast folks.
Yeah.
Haven't seen those on the front page much lately. They usually always get buried off anyway, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. Never mind, I'm not going to go there.
What's he saying?
So, let me ask you this. I mean, now to be honest.
You're right, Casper. The oatmeal is really coming in strong.
Really big lately, hasn't it? I've noticed last few front pages have been absolute earth shakers.
Coming up.
And he just gets to submit his own, which is awesome when you can submit your own content over and over and over again.
Yeah, I just lately started noticing them though, because the person who owns the account, which I presume is the comic guy himself, you know, that account's almost as old as Digg itself, and it just seems like, you know, he doesn't need much pull to get those things to the front page. You know,
Totally.
They're wildly popular on their own.
Did you see that MySpace Facebook mix one? That one was pretty good.
Yeah, they've been producing some really good stuff.
Yep.
I'm not sure when they post though. Like, I don't think it's actually possible to submit the oatmeals. They're kind of predetermined, I believe.
Yeah, I think so too.
Some of the other good sites, yeah.
Excellent.
I think he just kind of makes them and then, you know, runs them when he's done with them or whenever he feels like it. But yeah, awesome stuff.
So for those who need to know, just I am Louie. He's always on G Talk, asking for big requests. And if you don't see him on G Talk, send him emails. He loves that. He replies to all of them. He likes long walks on the beach, and he loves to be called mate. So Louie Baur, thank you so much for being on the show. That was informative as can be. Unless, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Pat, did you have any other questions?
No. That's absolutely it. I understand, Chris. You got to get going.
I got to split those, but thanks a lot for having me on here. Seriously, I hugely appreciate it.
Oh,
we appreciate you coming on very much.
Yeah, absolutely. We're honored to have you on the show, as we are all our guests. It's a pleasure to
call me.
Chat with. Call JD.
Save me. I mean, call me.
I gotta get some tips from Louie, man.
Later, my ball brother.
We'll be in touch. JD and Victor, not Victor. I'm sorry. Urgo and I are gonna come see you.
I can come too. Just because I'm out here on the proper coast doesn't mean that I can't fly.
Okay.
There's planes.
We can get you there. Maybe Aaron can get in a canoe and avoid the pack.
Canoe.
And drive a moose over there.
Dude, we have an awesome office. It's a hovel with a view of a dumpster. You'll love it.
I live in a dumpster, so.
Well, I mean, you're not far from farmland. Maybe during lunch we'll go out and punch some farm animals right in the nutsack or something. See what they do.
You can post on Facebook and call it Farmville 2.
Farmville 2.
Farmville bleeds. Thank you, sir. You have a good evening.
All right, stay strong.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
See you later, man.
All right, bye.
Hey, later, Chris.
So, yeah, that's Louie Baur. That's Chris McGill. Louie Baur is the Digg Extraordinaire user. Also very avid, over 50,000 Twitter fans. And he is a strong supporter of the I Am list. It's funny, Lou, because we talk about the sniping aspect of it, but I have noticed that your sniping has dropped dramatically over the last while. So that's pleasant. I like it.
Yeah, I kind of got over it.
It was a phase, right?
Yeah, very long phase. Lasted about a year and a half.
Wow.
But it was still a phase. Whoa, wrong one again. I keep doing that. Forgive, guys.
Just FYI, the Colts are still undefeated. They won 35-31 in a shootout.
Woohoo! Nice. Did you see that catch by the tight end for their first TD? That was strong. Clark.
Anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, we're talking about football?
I'm stalling.
What's that?
Jeez, never mind.
JD, do you have some awesome animation to share with us here on the screen?
I'm definitely I'm stalling my way through all the way to it. Here we go. Okay.
All right, hang tight. We still got more guys. Hang on. Hey, there you go.
Woo, that sounds good.
Thanks, George.
Nice, it's Pat with the tan.
nut shot.
Wow.
All right. I guess it was a little choppy in the playback there, but I put
You
the
think?
link in.
Can I have some
put
more
the link in the chat room, so everyone.
That was about as
Yeah.
painful to my ears as that nut shot that Vic took.
Oh no, man.
Judge
Still
that,
hurt
but
when I saw that.
you can definitely watch the video still.
Yes, please.
We'll
do.
get it. We'll show y'all. We'll get it posted on the blog tomorrow.
Yes.
So.
Beautiful.
I think actually.
I think you're right.
Yes. If you go to kl.am/ in capitals SB, then in lowercase xjj, you'll get the video that we just played there.
We're trying
What the hell are you spelling? That's what.
Watch the
gonna
replay
do
and try
that.
it out.
And code.
Well, just watch it on our blog. We'll post it on the blog. What if you do this?
Well, it's on YouTube
for-
right now.
You're speaking in Braille for Pete's sake.
A B left right up down start.
Dude, that was the Contra code. He was sharing with us a little piece of video game knowledge there.
I was.
Awesome.
Up, down, left, right, AB, select start, or something like that.
See, you almost
What the hell's all that? I don't know.
You almost nailed it.
Am I going to a website or am I playing piano? What is that stuff?
We are
Let's go.
going to give a warm and wonderful 2009 thank you to the most important people that make this show possible, and that's me. And that's the guests. I'm sorry, and that's the hosts. No way.
Not your version. Read our version, JD.
Actually, it's the viewers. You, the fans, those who join our Facebook page at facebook.com/SocialBlade, those who follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/SocialBlade, or watch our SocialBlade YouTube channel, the people that are here right now on the show watching us, it is you who not only make this possible, but make it worthwhile, because we do try to put in a lot of effort, and we have a special thank you for you. And we're going to start with the...
Hopefully it's not in the form of a choppy video.
It's not in the form of a choppy video. No. It's in the form of a bald guy in the center, right here. See, he's right there. That's the guy. And but he's going to stop for now, as Erin, the lovely, is going to do her thing.
Go ahead,
It's
Aaron.
funny. I'm saying we're gonna thank our viewers, and Erin's going to do her thing.
Yeah. The thing is that. No, I wanted to take a moment to thank every last one of you for supporting us for the last 7 months, every Thursday night here on SocialBlade, and for engaging with us, which has been really important on our social networks. I also wanted to thank, on a personal note, people within the social media community who have supported me, helping raise money on my birthday, as well as came to my birthday party online. It was fun this year. Also, a really big thank you as well to the SocialBlade family for you guys' support and dedication to making the SocialBlade show every Thursday night, and for your friendship, most importantly. So I look forward to making many more shows with you guys in 2010. I wish you all a wonderful, safe holiday and a very happy New Year. See you guys on January 7th, is the day that we're going to return.
Very good.
Awesome.
Beautiful, Jason.
It feels like we're doing Thanksgiving and not Christmas here. I'm thankful for. Well, I guess, yeah, everyone in the room, no matter what holiday, if any, you celebrate, thanks for joining, and have a great time. And thank you, Aaron, for, as always, coming up with all of our great graphics that we showed this week and that are adorned on the blog right now as well.
Jib jab.
Jib jab.
Jib jab.
Sorry, Victor, talk to us, buddy.
And I'm also thankful that JD is getting a new computer.
Several
Awesome.
new computers. Yes, we got to talk about that part, though, brother. Victor, tell us something wonderful and enlightening.
Hey,
I think this year was a kind of a big year for all of us, not just the show, but the fans and just social media in general. We went from Twitter kind of being just a blip on the radar to just really blowing up and taking control of everyone's lives and invading just media as a whole. And I'm pretty excited for what technology and what innovation is going to bring to the social media arena. New services, new applications, new ideas, new concepts, and ultimately a new and enriched social media experience, which we all hopefully are going to continue to be a part of, riding the cusp of that wave that we're all on together. And I'm really excited for the new year, and I hope y'all are too. And I hope the show continues to see growth and see being part of it all. And many thanks to everyone who's been here to support us.
Very good.
Yeah.
I know I'd like to thank Clairol for my hair color. I'm very fond of it. I'm not sure how long I'll be keeping it, but it will be around till at least the first of the year. I'd like to, of course, thank everybody that tunes in all the time. What about the sponsor of your
tanning bed?
I don't. That's like I said, it's a liver disease. For the liver disease, I'd like to thank Coors Light. Urgo. I hope I didn't get a copyright infringement there. I'd like to again thank Aaron for the wonderful cartoons. It's something where I can walk around and show people, hey, look, I'm a cartoon. You made it big when you're a cartoon. And at least you can tell people, don't get on social media that, hey, I'm pretty big. I got a cartoon. What can you say? I'm a cartoon, for Pete's sakes. Michael Jackson's got that, and I'm alive. He can't say that. He's got a cartoon. He's dead. I got a cartoon. I'm alive. I'd like to thank Dave Attell and Marco Chiappetta from HotHardware.com, your industry leader in hardware knowledge. I know that they're good people. If you ever need a good submit, I know Dave's always looking for somebody to put off their quality content to. Great stuff, guys. I'd like to thank my co-host. Always been a wonderful job. And I'd also like to thank some other people that people may not know that we're associated with. We're gonna announce it now, but it's gonna start taking effect after the first of the year. It's a network of shows. It's called nightlymedia.com, and we're all involved in it, along with the Drill Down and Social Blend. And the concept is simple. We're gonna try to have a good podcast show every night of the week, or every day of the week, along that lines. And we're still growing, and we're working on some other things. Our first show that we're going to add is a sports show with a name yet to be determined, and one of the hosts is going to be Cass Anderson. Cass, PA, is in the room right there. So, and if I could, before we tune out, I want to thank Buzz Edition for getting me into Twitter and starting my Twitter account. And I know Matt's been here almost every night, and I think Miss Linda's only missed a night, and I think Amanda's only missed a night. And I know those people. It's great to see them in here all the time, and all those other people. Thank you very much. JD, take us home. Take us home.
Break it down. Break it down. Yes. Thank you all. It's the first 7 months of SocialBlade has been, I wouldn't say rocky, because I think that compared to other shows out there that people attempt, that we do put in the effort. We do try to make sure that we put together a good show, even though occasionally we do have some issues. We're also one of the few shows that just does it live. We don't edit. Like if I were to go do something, take my shirt off right now, it would be up on YouTube and up on our channel, and it would stay there forever as long as the internet is alive.
We'd edit that out, put it on a different thing, and submit it. Are you kidding?
Go on YouPorn, youporn.com. Which my
whoa. Moving on.
Yeah, don't worry, Jason. My show there was canceled. They anyway. No, but again, it is the viewers that make the show possible and meaningful and worthwhile for us to do so. So definitely thank you to everybody that Pat said and everybody that Pat didn't say. People that come to the show 1 time, 5 times, 50 times, doesn't matter. You're important to us because without someone to speak to and to talk with and to interact with, it wouldn't be a social media show now, would it? Just taking it from left to right, I definitely have to thank the co-hosts because they put up with me and my shenanigans for so long. You know, they've put up with the little problems I have with you know, peeing or you know, stuff like that. So the fact that I haven't been kicked off the show is a blessing to me, and I'm very thankful that Patrick, who is really the genesis of the show, he started off with it being his idea. He's taken it and made us run with it and made us proud. He brings in the guests 90% of the time, and they're always spectacular guests, other than Louie. And
Genesis, genocide.
Yes, genocide.
Genocide, R.I.P.
I wish he was still on Digg. If I could have one Christmas gift other than giving a goat to an African village, I would say, Jay, Kevin, bring Pat back. It's not the same without him. It's a travesty that he's not there. Urgo is my rock when it comes to understanding technology as well as understanding, you know, just the whole logistics of law. If it's in the rule book, he is the rule book, so he'll know about it. I bounce more ideas off him than probably anyone else in the world because he is the voice of reason that I am not, since I'm without reason. I'm going to skip Aaron real quick and go to Victor. Victor is just a brilliant social media mind. It's enthralling listening to him speak on any subject when it comes to social media, and that has been that has sometimes I tune into the show myself just to hear what Victor has to say. But I want to thank Aaron specifically because Aaron Ryan, for those who don't know, is the heart, the soul, the personality, the driving force behind the show. And it's funny because when the show started out 7 months ago, I would say that she was probably the least knowledgeable when it came to overall social media. She was the newest in the group. She hadn't been immersed in it as much as the rest of us. And wow, have things changed. Now I go to Erin and I ask her questions. So it's completely a 180 from that perspective. But beyond that, her passion is so intense. It inspires me. I sometimes feel ashamed when I see how much effort she puts into giving the show what it needs and what it has to be. So yeah, thank you all four. Thank all dozens, hundreds of people that have watched the show, whether on YouTube, whether live, and to all of our guests. You will be thanked and you will be remembered and loved. And if you want to sponsor the show as well, you're more than welcome to, because we're always looking for sponsors. That's my end pitch there. Please follow us on Twitter. We are going to continue to be tweeting, and we are continue to be probably posting blog posts up until the next show, which is in approximately, 17th, so 14, 7, 21 days. So 3 weeks from now, we will have our next show. In the meantime, we will still try to keep the information fresh and social media monitored. We will cut it open with our SocialBlade. So twitter.com/SocialBlade is where you can follow us. You can find us on Facebook, a very well-maintained Facebook fan page, so be a fan, at facebook.com/SocialBlade. Urgo has set us up with a very nice and awesome YouTube channel at youtube.com/ what's the rest of it? Is it youtube.com/SocialBlade? Okay, yeah. youtube.com/SocialBlade. And where else can we be found? Oh, and socialblade.com/show is our blog, our home, the place where we go, visit it every single day and leave lots of comments and send your friends to it and click on advertisers and all that good stuff because we love you guys. And with that said, we are SocialBlade, and this was an amazing, wonderful 2009. See you next year.